Happy New Year, gang, and welcome to Just Jeanette. We're going to talk about a lot of different things here. We're going to talk about some self care, some mental health, the economy. We're going to talk about a lot of things here. I'm basically hoping to develop an audience and allowing that audience to tell me what they'd like to hear about. I'm open to getting speakers for you. I'm open to speaking on multiple topics myself. So, this is really about finding out what you guys want to hear about out there and then me doing just that. But I thought I'd get started. It's a new year. It's an opportunity for a new you. It's an opportunity for you to let go of the old stuff that's not working anymore, man, and say yes. Start saying yes to the things that are going to work for you. So, getting started. Just want to touch base. Number first things first. Let's get rid of the stuff that's not working, right? It's like cleaning out a closet. It's going to be like once you've done that, it's going to be like the trash just took itself out. You're going to feel so good. So, first thing you got to look at is take an inventory. It's time. It's a new year. Let's take an inventory. Let's look at some of the things in our lives that are not working so well, right? Like, what's not working so well? Is it the way you have this closet stacked? Is it the way you have this other closet organized? Or is it there's a person in your life that is just kind of in your life because they've been in your life since sixth grade, or they're a family member, um, and you've just kind of gotten into this habit or routine of having them there every day or every other day, however often they're there. Um, some quick questions you got to ask yourself going into the new year. What does this knowing this person contribute to your life? Knowing this person, spending time with them, how does that add to your life? How does that contribute to your overall sense of self and well being? And if you don't have some pretty good answers to that question, then you may have your answer. See what I mean? I think we all have those people in our lives that maybe we've just had in our lives for a long time because they've just always been around. And sometimes those are the most toxic people that we could ever allow in our lives. I know people who've been friends with someone just because they've known them since sixth grade, and that's not really a good reason to keep somebody who's toxic around you, someone who is constantly bringing you down. After a visit, you feel depleted, you feel like a lack of energy, man, you feel totally torn down. So it's time to start looking at ways we can say goodbye to that in our lives. So what I'm encouraging people to do is make a list, make a list of those things you want to be sure to continue on with and those things that you do not. So, on that second list, what are those things that you engage in or with that add to your life, that bring in some value? And before we can know that, we have to know what our values are, right? So, what are your values? What are your core beliefs about how society should be working, about how um, we should be contributing in this world to one another? What are your values and ideas about what a relationship looks like, a work relationship, a personal relationship, because those are different. So it starts with really understanding what your core values are. And I know that sounds like a simple question to answer, but for so many it is not. You'd be amazed how many people I talk with that have no idea what their values are. They're just sort of, you know, floating around with the currents. There's a great question I love to ask people before I consult with them, and that is, are you in the bottle or the boat today? What that means is, are you in the bottle, just allowing the tides and the waves to carry you wherever, or are you in the boat steering? You have a course, you have a goal, you know where you're heading, and you know what you got to do to get there. So, this is the big part of 2022. I say all things new in 2022. Let's let go of the old that's not working, and let's let some new things in. All right, so first things first, let's make a list. Let's make a values list. What are my values? How do I feel like the world should be operating? How do I feel like a good work relationship should be going? A personal relationship should be going? And what am I aspiring for in 2022 as it comes to those, as it pertains to some of those relationships? There are some that maybe I want to move a little further out and away from, maybe even terminate. And there are others that I want to nurture and foster and grow. And the thing is, we can't nurture, foster, and grow what's good for us if we're constantly feeding what's not good for us. Um, So taking a look at that is going to be really important going into 2022 because we want to put our energy, time, and effort into things that have a good return on investment in terms of our overall mental health and well-being, the way we feel, the way we're able to contribute to people we do love and care about and who are able to give back. Um, so you're going to be seeing many, many other future recordings. I wanted to put this one out immediately. I just got set up today to be able to do this. I have a lot of great ideas for some things we can talk about going into 2022. What I recommend is you write 3 goals, one personal, one professional, um, and one relational or some other goal that you have in mind. So, if your goal is to have enough money by June to get a new car, we're going to have the goal is to have enough money by June to get a new whatever kind of car it is. We're going to have a price tag for the car, and we're going to have an objective, and we're going to have a means by which to getting to that goal by June. So I can walk you through the goal process. I do believe in the SMART method: specific, measurable, accessible, reliable, timely. So go through all of that. We'll touch base on how you can achieve your goals in 2022, how you can go about letting go of the old stuff that's not working, how you can begin to implement the new stuff that will. I think you're going to feel a lot better going into 2022. I really enjoy the possibilities and the opportunity to sit with you, to be with you. I hope you'll join the live chat. I hope you'll ask questions as they come up. I want this to be a community. I want this to be a place where you can safely ask questions and get some decent answers. And there's no better way to do this than in the form of a group. I think a community is the best way because multiple heads are better than one. And where one of us may not know the answer to something, the other one will. Where one person may not have had an experience with something, another person may have. And they can contribute those thoughts and ideas to these conversations we're going to have. We're going to talk about a lot of things here. We're going to talk about the things that this audience demands. And so I'll be watching your feedbacks. I'll be looking for your chats. And whatever it is you'd like to hear more about, that's what I want to be sure that we're talking about. Um, all right. Have a happy new year, and I wish you the best of luck in 2022. Look for future recordings. I will be updating often, at least once a week, and joining you live, offering the opportunity for you to make comments, ask your questions, challenge what's being presented, even. It's the only way we're going to learn and grow. All right. I'll talk with you later. Take care.